Madoka Magica is a Lovecraftian or a cosmic horror. It does this by using a cosmic force past human perception, a fear of the unknown, a loss of innocence in the face of an expanded universe, and contradicts preconceived ideas about the nature of the universe. Hey, we got it! Now, to convince you of this, I'm going to have to set up some things. So I'm going to warn you, if you haven't seen Madoka Magica, I completely suggest it. It's on Netflix and Crunchyroll if you want to watch it legally. It's completely worth your time, and I'm going to spoil some huge plot points coming up. So let's get into it. When I say Lovecraftian or a cosmic horror, I'm referring to H.P. Lovecraft's style of works. He specializes in horror stories featuring cosmic deities whose forms and wills were often too extreme for characters to comprehend. He plays on the fear of the unknown, and it's extremely effective. His works have influenced millions of writers and even furthers much philosophical discussion. Basically, if we were to make a Lovecraftian stories, we would have to feature 1. The fear and awe we feel when confronted by phenomena beyond our comprehension, whose scope extends beyond the narrow field of human affairs and boast of cosmic significance. 2. A contemplation of mankind's place in the vast, comfortless universe revealed by modern science, in which the horror springs from the discovery of appalling truths. 3. A naturalistic fusion of horror and science fiction, in which presumptions about the nature of the reality are eroded. Now, before you say anything, yes, I stole those descriptions. They're way too smart for me just to spout off randomly. So, in the description, I'm going to be leaving links to where I got them. So, if you're interested, you can do some more reading there. But I'd say if you were to read some of Lovecraft's work, you can agree with these descriptions. So, in layman terms, we can call it the fear of the unknown, loss of innocence in the face of an expanded universe, and your previous beliefs on the nature of the world being contradicted. Oh, hey look, it's the terms I used in the thesis. I wonder if that's going to inform my argument in any way. Madoka Magica starts as a run-of-the-mill magical girl show. A middle school age girl is awarded with powers to protect the world from an evil force known as the witches. One difference is these girls are given a free wish, which scope is limitless once they become magical girls. Quickly, this formula is turned on its head and everything around in their world is dangerous. The girls are put into real danger, they're often injured or even killed in battle, they fight amongst themselves constantly, and the being that has given them such power, his motives start to come into question. Now, I have to spoil the show, so if you're someone who hasn't watched it yet and this still interests you, please exit through the back and watch the show. I'm telling you, it's completely worth it. It has a Bryce Johnson seal of approval. The whole magical girl system is created by an otherworldly force to farm the emotional energy naturally found in pubescent girls and then force them into high stress situation and use that power for another world civilization. These creatures don't have emotions, they don't see their actions as evil, as they have no concept of such, and the scope of their power and the size of the universe is incomprehensible in comparison to what we humans know now. From that description alone, you can probably see the connections I'm making to cosmic horror, but I want to go into detail and the ways the show is written and animated that further that connection. Let's start with Kubo. He's the creature that comes to Earth and gives power to the human girls in exchange for one wish, and it's anything that these girls can imagine. He's a being powerful enough to make miracles happen. He says a lot of that in the run of the show. Anything we wish for, he can make. I think this is because Kubo is from a civilization or group of people we might mistake as gods. Through the means we cannot understand, he can do anything for these magical girls. He can heal any injury, he can persuade the minds of all humans, he can rewrite the properties of the universe completely. And I want to specifically point out that he does these things in ways that we can't even understand. There's no science behind his actions, it's all seen as magic to us. But to him, with his further understanding of the universe, these actions are done quickly and with such confidence. He looks at humans and says, your wildest dreams, the most complex hopes and wishes you could have, all of them are easily achievable by me. He's a being that is truly beyond the scope of humans. Secondly, I want to talk about the art style. As mentioned before, much of Lovecraft's works avoid directly describing these cosmic entities. This is to properly showcase their scale and power. It's almost a cliche now. If you were to view me directly, you would go mad. To showcase this in the show, I think they did a cool thing with their animation and style choices. The world around them is often large, well lit, and empty, and I think that's a great stylistic choice to show the foreboding and uneasy feelings the show gives you. But when you come to see the antagonists of the show, the witches, the art style gets really funny. They introduce a third dimension, often using real-life 3D objects or crude paper drawings imposed and animated on backgrounds. These are ways of seeing the world that the characters would have no way of understanding in a 2D world. They would have no frame of reference or understanding of a 3-dimensional object. When Madoka and her friends see a witch who seems to be a crude drawing on a piece of paper bouncing around a collection of real 3D objects that seem to jump in 3D space, I take it as if we in the real world would be trying to look upon a being who exists in a 4th dimension. They are so far out of the character's understanding, out of their concepts, and out of their worlds that they have zero frame of reference for what these beings are. We can understand viewing them because we come from a 3D world, but a 2D character would have no way of understanding them. Now, my final point is the trivialization of human emotions. Throughout the show, Kubo tells us how he doesn't understand humans, saying their emotions and ideas don't make any sense to him. Even saying that what we humans call emotions would be classified as a mental disorder in his civilization. Human emotions are something that are very precious to us. Some might say it's what separates us from animals. Our sentience, our ability to look into ourselves, us asking why we are the way that we are, has pushed humans to become the strongest creatures in the world. With these emotions and thoughts, we can create amazing pieces of art, most powerful weapons and machines, and we can reach out and help one another during our times of needs. Emotions are what makes us unique from one another, and we spend much time maintaining them, building them, and sharing them with one another. Crying over a loved one, feeling pride in your accomplishments, the sense of duty we feel to help one another whenever someone's in need. Kubo does not understand these things, and he sees them as frivolous. His civilization has moved so far past us, past what we consider important, that he sees our most powerful asset, what makes us who we are, as a waste of time. When we look at an ant colony, we see hundreds of units working together in a hive mind, each going on a task at a time in an effort to support the whole. And if we were to step on an individual ant, a creature whose ability to think and act and live is seen as so far below us, we would feel nothing. Kubo feels the exact same way whenever he sees humans. There may not be a giant squid monster attacking a town full of people, but to imagine living in the world of Madoka Magica, that's truly horrifying to me. Hey, thank you for watching. I hope I've thoroughly convinced you that Madoka Magica is 100% a Lovecraftian work, and there's no other readings that you can do on this piece of media past that. So, if you enjoyed it, my Twitter, my Twitch, I normally stream on there. I'm really close to affiliate, so if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a follow. Come out, hang out, talk with me. Same thing for my Twitter. I'll answer all my messages and everything. I hope you guys like this, and I hope to post more into the future, so see you later.